back in the day, I always pick one identity and try to chase after it to figure out if I'm that person. Like, oh, maybe I'm a business person. I mean, keep on learning business, doing business. And if I'm successful, boom, I'm a business person. But relatively recently, I've learned like identity for the most part is not supposed to be one thing.
This is a very good point coming up. Yes.
Throughout my years, I've developed interest in fighting, in philosophy, in business. Like I operate in business and investing, like just staying back and then put money into stocks or something and waiting for it to grow. I've experienced all of them. I've enjoyed them while I was doing it, all of them. But then throughout time, they have fallen, like some rises up, some fallen down. But then the next period, the one that fell down came back up. Like my interest grew back up, and then the interest I had a lot higher back then might like drop back down. Like it's a cycle of them. Like, you know, like identity for most people is meant to be multifaceted. So like, don't shut yourself down so quickly when you're like not the best at something, or you know, like, oh, that's not the what you love absolutely the most. You can be like many things and just in a different ratio, you know, like in a different way. Yeah, like
and like you literally allow me to do that too. So I'm like living proof.
Yeah, I used to think, oh, am I a business person or am I investor? Am I investor or am I philosopher? Am I a philosopher or like a fight fan? Like all of these things. Now I don't think in terms of like who I am. I think in terms of like what's my makeup, like what's the facets. Like am I am I, instead of being like, am I introvert or am I extrovert? It's like, where on the spectrum am I introvert? And in what type of scenarios am I introvert? Like which type of people am I around when I will have introvert tendencies? Like it's a more complex, you know, like it just basically what I'm trying to say is don't be so quick in shutting yourself down, being like, oh, that's not me, and because I don't do this better than other people. And, you know, like maybe Steve Jobs, you know, likes jogging and he's not the best jogger in the world, but it doesn't take that away. You can't take that away from him.
Yeah.
But yeah. What do you think about that?
Yeah, no, it's true. I think that like, well, like I said earlier, it also has to do with the people around you. And if they're always judging, and you have to be really honest with yourself in evaluating this, because at first I'm like, oh, that's just who they are. Even though if that's just who they are, is that really the kind of influence that you want to be allowing yourself access to? And if it's not, I think you need to really take a step back. And I'm not saying don't be friends with them, but maybe limit the times, the frequency that you see them, because it makes a big impact. And for you to change too, you have to change like not maybe change, meet more people that that can see things a different way and that can maybe have different conversations with you about. So if you have people who genuinely support what you're doing and not judge you either, not that you're looking for that outside approval, it makes it a little bit easier to allow yourself to make those changes. So it might be just that.
Yeah, maybe find other people who allow themselves to be multiple people.
Yeah.
You know, like I used to have a problem with this. I used to be like you need to focus on one thing, and and who are you type of thing. But then now I like, it's so cool seeing people who are, you can't identify them, like you can't describe them with one word. And like if we talk about Elon Musk, who's Elon Musk? You can't say, oh, he's a car maker, because he does 90 different other things. You can't say he only sends tweets, because again, he does like, you know, like he's so complex. He shows so many sides of himself. You can't really box him into one thing anymore. And then that's now what I strive for. I don't want to be like, I don't want anybody to be able to accurately describe me in one word. Oh, that's a student. Oh, that's a businessman. Oh, no, I'm more than that. You know, like you can list the 5 things. I'm still more than that.
I used to want to be that, only one thing. But now that I've met more people who are multifaceted, like you said, I just find that they're way cooler. So that's just my opinion, though. Anyone else can have their own. Just saying.